information right here.
Hey guys, welcome back to another informative roller coaster video. This week is going to be really awesome if you're into VR. Some crazy new games are hitting MetaQuest 3, PSVR2 and PCVR, and trust me, a few of them look very unreal. I have also got you some fresh VR news that could shake things up big time. So before you miss out, let's quickly check out what's coming next week. From badass action titles to some cool tech updates for your favorite headsets. Let's move on to the gaming part with lots of interesting games. Trenches VR. So, the first game in the list is Trenches. Alright, let's suppose being thrown into the horrors of World War I, like not watching it but living it. Trenches VR captures that raw, suffocating fear like few games do. There are no health bars or fancy HUDs, just a gas mask, a trench, and that heavy feeling of dread creeping through the dirt. The sound design alone is enough to raise your heart rate, with distant explosions, echoing footsteps, and ghostly whispers lurking in foggy air. It's not all about fighting, it's also about surviving the atmosphere itself. Every small detail, from the flickering lanterns to the cries in the dark, makes you feel trapped yet compelled to dig deeper. Coming to PCVR, PSVR2, and Quest, this feels more like a psychological nightmare brought to life than your usual shooter. If you've ever wanted a survival experience that really gets under your skin, this one's going to absolutely mess with your nerves in the best way possible. Next up, let's jump from muddy trenches straight into the cold depths of outer space.
Fleet Command online. Assessing all systems. Ballistic destroyer, enemy firing on. Focusing fire on assigned targets.
Homeworld Vast Reaches. Now this one is for all the space strategy nerds who dreamed of commanding fleets firsthand. Homeworld Vast Reaches finally puts you right in the middle of those massive ship battles that is completely surrounded by stars, explosions and radio chatter. You're physically pointing, planning and reacting as gigantic cruisers move across the void. It takes that beloved tactical depth from the classic Homeworld series and gives it a slick VR twist that just clicks. Every decision feels weightier because you're standing among your fleet, watching your ships obey your orders in real time. For PC VR players, the sense of scale is unbelievable. Planets glow miles away, debris drifts around you, and everything feels alive. Strategy meets VR immersion here, and it's glorious. Whether you've been a Homeworld fan for years or you're just into space combat sims, Vast Reaches is shaping up to be pure sci-fi adrenaline on another level. But if you're craving something more story-driven, let's step into the world of time travel next.
But be careful. Not all is what it seems. You must finish what I could not.
Wanderer, the Fragments of Fate. So everyone guess what is really back and looking mind-blowingly better. Wanderer, the Fragments of Fate is a complete reimagining of the original fan-favorite time travel VR adventure, rebuilt from scratch. You basically become a traveler who hops across different eras, ancient civilizations, futuristic cities, even historic world events, all packed with puzzles, mysteries, and a surprisingly emotional narrative. It feels like the kind of game that wants you to slow down and explore every inch, not just rush through. The physics have been reworked, the controls are smoother, and every new interaction feels natural and satisfying in VR. Being able to hold, examine, and manipulate objects from distinct timelines grounds you right in its sci-fi storytelling vibe. Releasing for PC VR, It's easily one of the prettiest time travel experiences on the horizon. If you enjoy games that blur history, sci-fi, and puzzle-solving magic, this one's about to deliver a full-blown cinematic adventure right inside your headset. And speaking of cinematic experiences, the next one takes things into total nightmare fuel territory.
Let me explain the situation. Dr. Blackwood is missing. Your job is to get inside his sanatorium, find what happened there.
The Amygdala Protocol. Okay, horror fans, this one's going to hit differently. The Amygdala Protocol is an upcoming Quest title that dives deep into the world of psychological terror and twisted science. You play inside an eerie research facility where something clearly went wrong, and now you're left to uncover every dark secret piece by piece. The developers aren't relying on cheap jump scares. Instead, they mess with your senses through clever sound tricks, flickering lights, and moments where your mind literally starts doubting reality. The environmental design looks stunning too. Sterile labs slowly turning into labyrinths of fear, glowing terminals humming in the dark, and ambient noises that never quite stop. Every discovery feels like peeling back another layer of human madness, and that's what makes it so addictive. The fact that it's built natively for Quest means gameplay should feel smooth and responsive. So, if you want a VR horror experience that actually gets inside your head, this one's it. All right, after all that fear, let's lighten things up with some chaotic wizardry.
Give it to me straight. Am I still pretty? Listen, ignore whatever you wrote on that.
Waltz of the Wizard Skully's Fantastic Fails. And to wrap up things up with something wild and funny, Waltz of the Wizard Skully's Fantastic Fails is pure magical chaos in the best way possible. This isn't your usual serious VR release. It's a wacky sandbox where spells misfire, potions explode, and everything that can go wrong probably will. You mess around with magical ingredients, combine wild effects, and cause accidental chaos that's actually encouraged. It's part puzzle, part playground, all insanity. What's cool is how interactive the world feels. Every object reacts to your hand movements in hilarious ways, and there's always something surprising to try next. The devs clearly leaned into humor with this expansion, giving us new spell combinations, physical comedy, and hidden Easter eggs to discover. Releasing on PC, VR, and Quest, this one's perfect if you just want to relax and goof around in VR after all those serious adventures. Honestly, this is what VR's all about: freedom, creativity, and plenty of laughs. All right, that wraps up this week's epic lineup of fresh VR games. But wait, we're just getting started. There's also some wild VR news floating around that you seriously need to hear. Beat Saber's next free music drop arrives this November. Beat Saber fans, get ready. OST 8 is officially dropping next month, marking the rhythm game's first original soundtrack update in over a year. Meta confirmed the news through its blog, teasing a fresh set of free tracks for all players. While specific song details haven't been revealed yet, past OSTs have featured artists like Lindsey Sterling and Camellia. Unlike Beat Saber's paid DLC packs, these OSTs always release at no extra cost. However, new music updates won't arrive on PSVR or PSVR2 anymore, with multiplayer support for those platforms ending January 21st, 2026. New VR party Brawler Me, You and Kaiju smashes into early access. Ever wondered what it's like to be the monster in a city full of chaos? Me, You and Kaiju lets you do just that. Developed by Sleepy Coast Games, this new 4 vs 1 asymmetric party brawler puts one VR player in control of a massive kaiju, while 4 flat-screen players team up to stop the destruction. The VR player uses special attacks and hurls city objects, while others pilot helicopters and drones across a city map in split-screen mode. Currently in Steam Early Access, it includes 2 Kaiju, Bloodshot and Squizzard, with more creatures, vehicles, and modes coming in future updates. Asymmetric co-op adventure, VR Giants stomps onto Quest this year. The co-op platformer VR Giants is finally heading to Meta Quest headsets later this year, bringing its unique teamwork twist fully into VR. Developed by Risa Interactive, the game pairs 2 players in an asymmetric setup. One plays tiny companion David on a gamepad, while the VR player becomes Goliath, helping him navigate big environmental puzzles. Featuring 23 levels across ice, desert, volcano, and pasture biomes, the game promises around 8 hours of play. The Quest version introduces full VR co-op for both players and includes a free Friends Pass, so you can team up even if your friend doesn't own the game. Ghosts of Tabor gets a killer Terminator, Dark Fate, update for Halloween. The hit VR extraction shooter. Ghosts of Tabor is unleashing a new Terminator Dark Fate DLC just in time for Halloween. This sci-fi pack lets players deck out their fighters with a slick leather jacket, classic sunglasses, and the Origin 12 shotgun, plus some gnarly, battle-damaged cosmetics for extra style. Along with that, spooky seasonal decorations hit the Matka graveyard and player bunkers. Twitch viewers can also snag exclusive Halloween skins and charms through drop events. The DLC is live now on Quest and Steam, with a PSVR2 release expected next week. Assetto Corsa Rally bringing PCVR support after launch. Gear up! Racing fans, Assetto Corsa Rally is tearing onto Steam Early Access on November 13, with full PCVR support confirmed to arrive later. Developed by Supernova Games Studio, in collaboration with Kuna Simulazioni, this spin-off delivers a demanding rally sim experience that factors in weather, terrain, and car setups. Players can expect 5 modes at launch, including Rally Weekend, Free Practice, and Time Attack, plus 10 licensed cars from brands like Alfa Romeo and Lancia. More cars, tracks, and modes will arrive during development, alongside a price increase upon full release. From big updates and surprise leaks to a few shocking announcements from major studios, it's been a crazy week for virtual reality fans. So, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.
Man, I knew something was wrong. I told you. Nah, this dude's got no armor. I got this. You gotta get out of here. You got the files. Run the exfil. Yes, maybe? Or wait.